Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's May, and I wanted to share with you a teaching for May. Over the past couple of weeks, I've noticed a theme. There's always a theme with my clients and what we seem to be working on. And it seems like what's come up this month is a lot of disappointment. A lot of things that aren't working out the way that we wanted them to, or the way that we thought that they were. And with that disappointment comes a lot of different experiences, both emotionally and physically. So what happens when we're disappointed? We become stressed. We have anxiety. Our breathing becomes shallow. Emotions start to rise up inside of you. There's so much worry about the future, what's going to happen now that this hasn't happened, and it comes up with a lot of questions. And so I wanted to share with you a teaching. One of the Niyamas is Isvara Pranidhana, and this means to let go. Isvara represents or means the supreme being or God or your true self. And Pranidhana is fixing. And so Isvara Pranidhana is really the surrendering to the higher self. And in order to do that, we have to cultivate a deep and trusting relationship with the universe. A profound faith that everything is working out exactly as it is meant to, no matter what the outcome really is, and no matter if the outcome is what you wanted it to be or what you didn't want it to be. And so my teaching today for you is, when you experience disappointment, is just notice first what's happening in your body and in your mind and in your emotions when you're disappointed. And just notice what you were attached to that you are feeling disappointed, because that disappointment comes from an attachment to an outcome. We want something to happen. We need something to happen. We may be desperate for something to happen the way that we expect it to. And when it doesn't, we become disappointed, disillusioned, sad, stressed, anxious, and frustrated. So notice the attachment and breathe. If you are disappointed or stressed or anxious, the first thing we do is stop breathing. Our breathing becomes shallow. We're not paying attention to it. We're not centered. So it's really important to breathe. And I want to share with you a practice that I really love, that I heard years ago, that I still practice myself when I'm in this place. And it's about letting go. But what I love about the definition of letting go is to allow, to receive. And go is the surrender and the release. So when you're letting go, you're allowing the universe to bring you exactly what is meant to be there just for you. And as you exhale and release, you're surrendering with complete faith and trust in the universe, that it knows exactly what it's doing and that it knows exactly its path. Because ultimately your higher self, the self that sits above you and watches everything that's happening around you, knows exactly what you need to learn, what you need to learn, to experience what you need to experience in this life, in this body, and in this karma that you are in. And in order to create that, sometimes our higher self manifests things that maybe our egoic mind or our self that is facing forward in the world doesn't want. And so it's important for us to do that breathing exercise to cultivate that complete trust and faith. There are hundreds of times in my life that things have not worked out the way that I wanted them to. And it ended up being the most perfect thing, or the most perfect way that things could have worked out in the end. And that goes for the ending of a relationship or a job, or maybe it's not going on a trip, or not taking a job, or not being chosen for something that you wanted to be chosen for. Those things are all happening for a reason. And that's where the trust and the faith comes in, because oftentimes what happens is when we don't get what we want, we lose faith. So instead, I challenge you for the next few weeks of the month of May to let go, to allow the universe to bring you what is exactly right for you in this exact moment, and to release, to go, to breathe out your worry and your stress, and have complete faith and trust that the universe is going to bring you exactly what you need at the exact right time. It can be such a challenge, but it is so worth it. And thank you for spending the time with me today for this teaching. I'll make sure that I share this post so that you'll be able to see it. And I'd love to hear any comments or questions. If you have something you want to share, or a question that you have, all throughout the next week or two, I will go back through these comments and questions and respond to you. You know, whether you just want to share something that happened, or you have more questions about how to manage disappointment. But we're almost through this month, and I do feel that the energy is going to be better the back half of this month than the front. But just remember to breathe. Remember to breathe, and to let, allow, and to go, release. Thank you so much, everybody. Namaste.